welcome to your messages for this period of time, whenever you're watching it. Today is Sunday. Oh, I wanted to come out. Today is Sunday, the 13th of April, 2025. We're in the energy of the Libra full moon. So let's see what the cards have to say about the present energies. If you haven't already seen the messages for the month of April, the link is in the description. It might not be in the end screen because I seem to be having problems getting videos in the end screen for some reason, the last couple of videos I've done. So I will try and put it in the end screen as well, but it will be in the description. So how is April going for you? Coming up to Easter. So hopefully people are having a chance to have a break, some kind of maybe holiday time. Okay, I think that's enough because we have five. I don't normally have more than five. Okay, let's dive in. Beautiful, beautiful. So the Ace of Cups tells us that there are opportunities for new beginnings. Aces are new beginnings. And I think this is probably very relevant. Especially with the astrology going on, and this high frequency coming in, this great awakening that we're in the middle of, is an opportunity for new beginnings for everyone in some way or another. Now, this, of course, it's general reading, so take what resonates. So this could be like on a small scale, so it could be like an opportunity to do a new project. Remember, Cups is the water sign. It's about going with the flow. It's emotional. And it's about intuition, spirituality, and creativity. So this could be beginning a new creative project. It could also be love. It's the love sign. It's the following the heart. So it could be a new relationship. And it could be a whole new you, right? Because you are a spiritual being and you are a spiritual being of love, right? So this is about also, you notice the bird, the dove, this is showing peace. So this has been a theme lately, is how to create the serenity within us and how to maintain it whilst observing humanity. That's what I want to say. So let's see what else the cards have to say, and then we can opportunities and offers. The fish represents wisdom, and the cup, as I've just said, intuition, spirituality, creativity, love. It can be romance, but also it's emotional fulfillment. Pages are opportunities and offers coming in. So this is beautiful. There is a little bit of water, so there's always an element of travel. Although I always think with the Page of Cups that it's not distance travel, but maybe some new travels. Maybe it's following on from the new activity, creative activity you're going to be doing, might be taking you somewhere new locally. But this is opportunities and offers coming in for you to start this new beginning. And something I do want to say is very often we get, when we're going with the flow, and we get the urge or the desire or the resonance, whatever word you want to use, to do something new, something different. Maybe it's to make a new friend or whatever it might be, take a new job. When we get the desire to do that, we can't see what's coming. So it might just be a one-off, coffee with a new friend, maybe. But we don't know where it's leading to because you don't know who you're going to meet in that cafe. You don't know who you're going to meet at that creative activity. You don't know who you're going to meet when you just literally live your life and you don't know where it's going to go. So very often that first step doesn't appear to be very important. And we will often dismiss it as, oh, I really fancy doing such and such, but no, and then we talk ourselves out of it because we don't think it's a big deal. And it might not be a big deal, but I've got a feeling like because it's 2025, we're in Aries, which is the beginning of the astrological year, is the first of the zodiac signs. He's a pioneer. We are creating heaven on earth. I really think that it is going to be something significant, I want to say, something significant on your spiritual path. Let's not forget the nodes at the present time, which are the collective nodes at the present time, which are moving from South Node in Virgo to North Node in Pisces. So it is about um, expanding our spiritual view of life, I want to say, and expanding on our spiritual path. I don't normally use the word spiritual very much, but I think what I mean is expanding into more of who you are, and tapping into, I want to say, the non physical world, because we are so limited in our human experience with our five limited senses. And if we think that we are only our human avatar, our human being, we're really limiting ourselves because we are so much more than that. We are multidimensional, multidimensional energy beings. And our humans are this beautiful avatar, or as Albert Einstein said, the beautiful instrument through which our soul plays its music. But we are so much more. And when we tap into that, what do I mean by tapping into that? I mean following your heart, following your excitement, following your joy, and basically following your intuition, then the world changes around you because you start aligning with who you really are. Because who you really are is actually what's going to create the most excitement in your life, if that makes sense. So if life is a struggle, then you're not following your soul's desires, because life is never meant to be a struggle. Life is for Well, it's the excitement. When you feel, all right, so I don't know the quantum physics behind it, but I do remember reading that when you feel that feeling of excitement, that is actually your higher self telling you that whatever it is something that your soul wants you to do. It's actually you resonating with your higher self and aligning with your divinity. And we want to align with our divinity so we can express that divinity. What does divinity mean? It means our Christ consciousness. It means our highest level of consciousness. It means our love, our light. We want to express that within our human experience. And according to these first two cards, we have opportunities and offers to do just that. And it is a new beginning for us. So let's see what's going on. Now we've got the Queen of Cups. This is a beautiful journey. This is a beautiful journey. We've gone from ace, new beginning, opportunities and offers coming in. Okay, perfect. Now we've got the Queen of Cups. She's read the book by Neville Goddard, Feeling is the Secret. She's all about following her feelings. She's all about following her excitement and her joy. And when the lower frequency emotions come up, the sadness, the grief, the resentments, the anger, she doesn't deny them. She doesn't push them down, of course. She sits there and processes them. She feels them, feel them to heal them, remember? So she's very aware of her emotions. She's very aware um, of the importance of emotional healing, of course. So if you're new to my channel, or if you haven't seen the Lessons in Awakening, please take a look at them, because we've already touched on the fact that you're a multidimensional energy being, and that was the first lesson in Awakening. So you scroll down, you find Lessons in Awakening, and then the second and the third videos in that series of Lessons in Awakening are all about the emotions, the importance of emotions, and the importance of emotional healing. And then it goes on to, there's also self-healing techniques to actually help you with that emotional healing. So there's a lot of free content on this site. So please have a good browse around, because there's not only the information and knowledge that we need for this great awakening, but there's also the self-healing techniques to actually help you master your emotions, process those lower frequency emotions so that you can live in that state of peace, and peace of mind, peace of heart, I want to say, really. Yes, it is peace of mind, but it is really having that love and peace for yourself in the heart. So yeah, beautiful. So she's mastered her emotions. And yeah, and I love the way it's progressive there with the cups. Okay, so now I'm not surprised to see the Ten of Swords. Okay, because when we're on this journey, it does change everything. It does change everything for us. It can be absolutely life changing. Even if the changes are just going on within you, well, of course, the changes are going on within you, and that's what causes the changes outside of you. But when you embark on this journey, of healing yourself emotionally and raising your frequency in that way, it does expand you into higher levels of consciousness. And then you start creating your reality from the frequency that you're vibrating at. So things do change. People drift away. Jobs, maybe if you don't take the jump from a job that you're not suited to, then the job will kick you out. Same with a relationship, same with a house sometimes. When I hear that people have been evicted and stuff, and it's like you can go, oh, poor them, that's putting them in victim mode. Or if someone's ending a relationship, or if someone's got the sack or something like this. Yes, I mean, no one goes around wishing negative things, except for the fact that our own souls have chosen our adversity for the purpose of learning and growing. So sometimes when I hear these things, it's not through lack of sympathy and compassion and love. It's through, wow, they've got themselves some challenges. The universe is taking them somewhere else. The universe is taking them where they need to go. I had a Ten of Swords moment in 2022. And it was actually amazing. I had an inner knowing that I was going where the universe wanted me to go, but I had no idea where that was. But the garden retreat was born, so obviously that was meant to be. So this card is very much about something is done and dusted. It could be your entire life. It's not the Tower card, so I think it's just some aspect of your life. So it could be the end of a relationship, as I said, it could be the end of a job. It could just be the end of the way you think about things, because swords are air, they represent our mental processes, and these are negative thoughts. So it's his own thinking that has caused his suffering. And that's a really important point, because it's always our own thinking that causes our suffering. It's our own resistance to what is. It's our own thinking that there is something wrong with what we're experiencing. That's what causes our suffering. If we can see that there's nothing wrong with our experience, then we will not put ourselves in victim mode and we will not suffer. We can just ride the wave and see where the universe takes us. I am ready and willing to allow my full potential. I am open and receptive to living my full potential, my soul's full potential. I am open and receptive to living my soul's full potential, because that's what these cards are saying. These cards are saying your soul's full potential is coming in. You have an opportunity. So this is beautiful. We do have the Two of Swords here, because yes, it does take a leap of faith. Yes, there is a leap of faith. She's a mini leap of faith. I mean, the Fool card is a big leap of faith. So I'm thinking, and he is not the Tower card, he's the Ten of Swords. So this isn't completely disruption and chaos. This is decisions. She's in a little bit of a dilemma. But this one with the moon, it represents subconscious fears, which is very much what I interpret that as being the comfort zone. And she's blindfolded because she can't see what's going to happen. And I said this in the very beginning, didn't I? About whatever creative activity you're going to be doing, or whatever new path you're going to be taking, you're not going to see the results of that. It's like we're planting seeds. Some will grow and some won't. But she can't see. And so she's reluctant, because we like to see to believe, but we know that we have to believe to see. And so she's kind of wanting to stay in her comfort zone, because she doesn't know where this new avenue is going to take her. And it's also a new line of thinking, because it's swords. So this is a little leap of faith that she has to take. Because also, especially now in 2025, our comfort zone, let's be honest, your comfort zone is not very comfortable anymore, because like I said before, if you're meant to move, there's a Chinese proverb that says, if you're meant to move and you don't, if you're meant to move on in some direction, whether it is job, house, relationship, activities, whatever, and you don't make that move because you're stuck in your rut or you're stuck in your comfort zone, then the universe will make everything around you stink for your own benefit. And that is a tower card, really, isn't it? So if you don't make this move now, then the next card probably will be a tower card. So take these little leaps of faith. Take these little leaps of faith. And it is about trusting your intuition. These are all intuition cards. These are all about trusting your intuition, finding like-minded people that are following their hearts. However irrational that feels, we were not brought up to follow our hearts. We were brought up to plan. I'm not knocking planning, but if you try and stick to a mental, human created plan, don't be surprised if it doesn't work. Because there's that lovely phrase that nothing makes God laugh louder than a human with a plan. When you make a plan from your limited human thinking, it's not going to be as magical, or as miraculous as what can come through when you just open up and just allow life to flow through you. Yeah, it can be scary, of course, and it can mean big changes in your life. He's actually starting from square one. He's starting from scratch, and he does sometimes feel like he's been stabbed in the back. So this might be someone who's lost their job. It might be someone who's something's happened in a relationship and they feel that they need to leave. It could just be the work that they normally do. They're not getting the clients anymore. It's okay. Because if that's happening to you, it means that what you're living isn't meant to be. And yes, there is sadness there. I'm not saying there isn't, but that's why she's come up to help you process, to help you feel into sadness and grief and understand that it's taking you somewhere else. It's taking you where you need to go. So this is really about looking at life from a different perspective. It's about observing your life, and almost like, yeah, put yourself higher perch. Pam Gregory always talks about sitting on a higher perch and looking at life from that higher perspective, and see everything as a film playing out. It's your film of life playing out. And I think that helps. It helps you distance yourself from the intensity of negative emotions and the intensity of drama that's going on, possibly in your own life, or in the collective. It helps you observe humanity from a place of peace, I want to say. It's actually reminding me of this analogy that I heard once. It was really cool. It was talking about a department store, okay, a multi-story department store. And when you're on the ground floor, it's in a city, right? So when you're on the ground floor, you can look out of the window and you can see what's going on. So there might be, couples walking hand in hand, but there might also be people arguing. There might be kids fighting. There might be people playing with their animals. There might be people hurting their animals. There might be cars driving past. There might be some road rage. It's life going on outside that window. And most of the things in the department store on the ground floor are things that you think you want. They're things that you think you need, and you probably can't afford them. And you're looking around really not knowing, I need this, I need that, I need the other. You're looking out the window and all you can see is drama and life going on. You might feel jealous at the happy couple. You might feel anger at the arguing couple. You've got to feel judgment. You're going to feel judgment about what you're observing. Don't forget the quantum truth that the observer's judgment of the observed is what defines it. So what we need to do is to go to that perch and go up in the lift of this department store. So you go in the lift and you go up to another floor and you can go up to, let's say you go up midway. Okay. So as you go up to another floor, let's say you go to the second floor and then you can see you're a little bit distant from what's going on outside the window. Okay. And maybe there's some things in the shop now that you can afford to buy. And then you go to the next floor and you're even more distant from what's going on. Let's say you get halfway up that department store and then you realize that there's all these things that you need that are coming to you. You're like, oh wow, yes, and I can afford that, and look, I can do an energy exchange for that, and everything you need is now coming to you in this department store. And when you look out of the window, what do you see? You see the rooftops of the other buildings. Some of them have rooftop gardens. Some of them even have a swimming pool. And you can see some sky, and that maybe you can see a bird or something like that. And suddenly things look a lot calmer and more pleasant to the eye, shall we say. And it's a nice place to be, and then you look down, you have to go to the window to look down, and you can see, humanity living its life. You can see the human experience going on, but you can't quite work out if they're hugging each other or arguing. You can't work out if he's stroking his dog or hitting it. You can't really, you're just seeing it all going on. And you're like, oh, there's humanity. It's like watching children playing, not in a condescending way, in a completely loving and compassionate way. Okay, so basically, you're seeing life so differently. And also, from that level, you're more focused on the rooftop gardens and how pretty they are, on the swimming pool and how wonderful that is, and on the bit of sky that you can see, because it's a beautiful shade of blue, maybe. That's what you can actually see when you look out the window. You get glimpses of this beautiful stuff. I mean, you can also see through the windows of the taller buildings, and maybe there's people kissing in them, maybe there's people arguing in them, but you're seeing things from a different perspective. Do you see what I mean? And everything you need is there now in the department store. Now, get back in the lift, go to the higher floors, okay? You go to the higher floors, even higher floors, and then you come out and you have a look around. And not only is everything there, the things that you need in life, but then you realize I already have everything I need. There's loads of things there that you like, but you've already got them. It's like you realize that everything you need, you already have. It's like you walk out and you're like, I've got it all already. I don't need anything. Needing nothing attracts everything. That's what I want to say about this floor of the department store. So you don't need anything, but everything is there. Everything is there and it's free. It's free. They're having a giveaway sale. And everything's free, but you already have everything that you need. It's all there. So everything that you need, or you don't need because you don't need anything. Do you see what I mean? Now you're like, wow. So now you're expanded. Now you're in a state of love. You're in a state of gratitude. Now you're going to walk to the window, right? But you're in the tallest department store in the city. So you walk to the window and all you can see now is beautiful blue sky, birds flying around. You can see the sea in the distance, or maybe you can see some mountains in the distance. And it's an absolutely gorgeous view. And it makes you feel so peaceful. Or I should say, the peacefulness that you feel inside is what's creating your view outside. Okay. Now the view is beautiful. It's relaxing. It's serene. It's colorful. It's vibrant. Okay. Aesthetically pleasing. Now, in order to see humanity, you need to go right up close to the window. So you need to actually make a bit of an effort. So go up close to the window and now look down. That's the human experience. That's the human experience. It probably looks like ants, little ants moving around. It's the human experience. There's no judgment. If someone's right or wrong, it's that field that Rumi talks about. There is a field beyond right and wrong. I'll meet you there. There is a floor of the department store where there's no right and wrong. Let's go there. And then you're looking, and there is no judgment about what's going on. And you feel so at peace and so in love with humanity and for yourself, remember, because it's your self-love journey that took you to the elevator to take you up each floor. That's your self-love journey. That's you raising your level of consciousness. That's you rising to another level of perception, of awareness. So now you are fully aware of the human experience. You're fully aware of humanity, the trials and tribulations. You understand that people are going to resolve their own problems, that people are going to grow from any adversity that they're feeling. And when they grow from that, they learn to love themselves, and they're going to get in the lift and they're going to go to the next floor. They're going to go to the next floor because everybody's on their own journey. And some people might need more lessons. I'm sure we did, right? I know there was lots of things that I kept repeating, that I kept kind of like, wake up, Deb, wake up, stop making the same mistakes. They're not mistakes. They're learning experiences. And, you know, if we don't learn the lessons, we're going to just keep having them. It's fine. There's no judgment around it. When you're on that floor of the department store, there's no judgment around humanity. And you can just look at life going on with an open heart of love and compassion, which really ultimately is love and compassion for yourself. Because when you feel that love and compassion for all of humanity, it's an act of self-love. That is an act of self-love, isn't it? So nothing is worth your heaven on earth. Create that serenity in your heart. That's what these cards are saying. Create that serenity in your heart. Roll with the punches because change is coming. Okay? And we are now living purposes in life that we probably never imagined. And there are little leaps of faith. We've got to trust. We've got to trust. The comfort zone is no longer comfortable. So take the other option, whatever it may be. So we've got to believe. And when you get that belief, it will turn into a deep trust, trusting in the universe. Here's a beautiful affirmation for you. I trust in the process of life. I trust myself completely. I trust I am being carried where I need to go. When you've embodied that trust, it becomes a knowing. It becomes an inner knowing. So this is actually okay. You can actually be in this situation and feel a sense of excitement, like I did in 2022. Where am I going? What am I doing? This is kind of like weird. Everything changed. And I started from scratch. New location, new place, new activity, new way of thinking, new home, you know? So it was the beginning of something new and it was the end of the old way. So when we have opportunities like this, when we have experiences like this, I'm calling it an opportunity. Because when we have these experiences, you know we're going to grow. So in a way, I hope that's reassuring. I hope that's reassuring because, there is no wrong. There is no bad experience. Yes, there can be some suffering, but the suffering is us thinking that things need to be a different way. Us suffering is our attachment to the way we think things should be. So our commitment to creating the new needs to be greater than our attachment to the past. That's what I want to say. Our commitment to creating the new needs to be greater than our attachment to the past. But just have that inner knowing that these movements that we're making, these changes that are coming in, these shifts that are going on, are all taking us where our souls want us to go. When we go where our souls want us to go, we're in alignment with our divinity. It feels great. It feels expansive. It feels joyful. It feels serene. It's always going to benefit us. It can't not. It's always going to benefit us. It can't not, if that makes sense. Interesting cards. So this is kind of like for the full moon period that we're in at the moment. So yes, full moons can have this effect on people. And then this is her reflecting on this and realizing that she needs to make some changes. Okay, and that she needs to follow her heart, follow her self-love, follow what feels more serene, follow the serenity, I want to say, peace of mind, peace of heart. Follow the serenity. Wow. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Lots of love to you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And see you next time. Have a fantastic time. Enjoy the full moon.